What's good, YouTube? I'm Robert with the Crosscut Creations channel. Today we are going to look at part 3 in my pen series. It is a Navigator Rollerball and I put it on a cherry blank. Let's go. I'm starting by taking the tubes out, putting them on the blank, and then marking for how long the blanks need to be. Once those are marked, I go ahead and cut those out at the bandsaw. Once they're cut out at the bandsaw, they're ready for drilling, so I use two different drill bits. I use a 15/32 for the cap, and I use a 25/64 inch drill bit for the body of the pen. Since these are wood blanks, I go ahead and scuff up the tubes, and I put some medium CA onto the tubes to glue them into the blanks. I use medium CA when I'm gluing in tubes to wood. I use an epoxy anytime I have acrylic or alumilite or any type of material that's not wood. After I let those sit and dry, I trim them up flush with the tubes, and then we can get to turning on the lathe. Turning on the lathe was pretty uneventful for this blank since it was a cherry blank. Cherry turns real nice and easy, and I just took the time to get the blanks down to the bushings, and as long as you're paying attention, it's a pretty uneventful turn. With the Navigator, make sure you have your bushings oriented correctly. You have two bigger bushings and two smaller bushings. The two bigger bushings are for your cap, which is the shorter blank, and you have two smaller bushings for the body, which is the longer blank. I sand through the blank once I get it turned. I went 220, 400, 1000, and 2000. I did most of that off camera. And then I put some denatured alcohol on the blank just to clean the blank up, clean it of any dust or anything that might be any dirt or anything like that. After I cleaned the blank, I went ahead and put one coat of boiled linseed oil on the blank before I went to a CA finish. Using the CA finish, I applied 5 coats of thin and used activator in between each of them, and this produced an amazing shine for me. After I put the CA finish on, I was able to micro mesh 1500 to 12,000, and then I just hit the blank with some Hut Ultra Gloss plastic polish. I waxed on and then waxed off. I did this 2 times, and it gave the pen a pretty nice shine. Assembly went pretty straightforward. You just have to make sure that you're organized. There are 2 threaded inserts that go into the body of the pen, so that's what I'm working on here first. I had to adjust my pen press to make sure that I could get the pen assembled correctly. Once you get the threaded insert pressed into one end, you go ahead and adjust your pen press a little bit and press the other threaded insert into the other end, and while you do that, make sure you put the trim rings onto those threaded inserts as well, because those are important. After we insert both of those, we can adjust for the smaller top section. There are two little pieces that you see here that get pressed together. That's going to be the top cap. That's also what's going to house the spring. And when you put the spring in, make sure that the small end goes in first, so the big end is towards you, and then you just thread that piece onto the top of your blank. Once you thread the top piece onto your blank, you can insert the ink cartridge and then screw on the nib, and essentially the bottom half of your pen, the body of your pen, is complete. Now we just need to work on the top section. Here I'm inserting the top portion with the clip into the pen. Look for a spot that you would like the clip, that you don't want to hide any pieces. Make sure you're okay with the placement of the clip, and then go ahead and press the cap and the clip into the top half of the pen. Assembling this pen does require quite a bit of pen press adjustments, but that's okay, because I think this pen is a pretty nice kit, so it's worth it. Once you have the top portion pressed together, go ahead and take that little black piece and put your trim rings on, and then there's one final gold piece there that slides onto the blank. It slides on pretty nice and snug. There are indents there that the camera can't necessarily pick up, but it is evident once you actually look at it in person. But once you get that lined up, you can press that together. It goes together nicely, and you have a completed pen. All you have left to do is screw on the cap to the pen, and you have a completed Navigator pen.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. Here's a quick shot of the Navigator pen complete. It is similar to the Metro that you guys watched last week. If you missed that one, I'll leave a card up here. The Metro is a little more rounded, whereas the Navigator has more of a geometric shape. There are a few more trim rings here, and it's a little beefier up at the cap here. Also, in the body of the pen, this is one consistent thickness here, whereas the Navigator, or not the Navigator, the Metro from last week kind of tapered up towards the top. So they are both similar pens, but they do have their differences. I do like them both. They are nice and elegant, and I just enjoy them. It did take a little bit of time and organization to put them together. So again, if you're not organized with these pens, you're gonna have a hard time. My biggest piece of advice is, if you're gonna attempt any of these pens from this pen series, is to be organized. If you don't lay out your parts, things could go wrong very quickly. But other than that, they're an absolute treat. I absolutely love them, like I already said. So, give one a try yourself, and show me what you come up with. If you like this video, make sure you give it the thumbs up, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you, it's over here, hit the bell for notifications. make sure you do all that kind of fun stuff. Again, I have my website, cross-cut-creations.com. If you want to read any follow-up articles, I'll have that over there, as well as some other stuff. I've got t-shirts and some merchandise and some stickers and things like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, head over to the website. If you want to support me on Patreon, that is also an option. I'll have that link in the description. Other than that, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.